Hey, what's going on, everybody? Tuddle here with another interview for my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tuddle. Make sure you subscribe and share as much as you can on your social media because it's only going to help me out. I'm trying to keep my name out there until I get another radio gig. I've got a lot of potential opportunities coming up, but with anything in the business, it takes a really, really long time for things to develop. But I've been looking forward to this interview. And Jack, I got Jack on, man. He's been doing radio for quite a while. He has a very interesting story. And there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening in his world. Welcome to the show, Jack. What's up, man? Thank you for coming on my YouTube channel.
Thank you so much, Tuddle. I absolutely am so blessed to be in your presence, my friend. You have given me so many laughs over the last, 10 years since you've been on Bubba?
Yeah,
at least, right?
On
and off.
I've been on and off with Bubba since 2010 when I lost my job at Real Radio. So, but before we get started, I want to get all the plugs out. We'll do it at the beginning and the end. How can people find you on social media, and how can people listen to your show?
I have been banned off social media. I have been deemed a person of threat to the Western society that we live in. Facebook has decided that I'm not allowed. I had a page. I had 10,000 likes. I had 10,000 likes. It took me 10 years to get those 10,000 likes. And I got banned off of social media because of a joke. Because I said Katie Hill was hot. Dude, her nude pics. You've seen her nude pics, right?
Yeah.
Katie Hill nude pics.
It's ridiculous the things that you can or cannot say anymore on social media, and that's why I'm always so careful. There's been so many times where I was about to hit send on a tweet, and I was like, I might want to think about this because I'm almost up to 18,000 followers on Twitter, and I've had to grind my way to that number. And I'm not going to lose my account because I've worked way too hard. I've been on Twitter since I looked at it the other day. It's like June of 2009 is when I got on Twitter. So
10 years.
I've been grinding it out. So, I second guess myself on some tweets that I send. So I'm really, really careful because, Shannon Burke had his original page, and he had like almost 40,000 people on Twitter, and he went after somebody and ended up getting kicked off. And I don't want to end up being that person.
And you know what? You're go on, nostalgia critic.
It's just scary that people, once you get big enough, people will actively try to look for things that they can use to take you down.
Yes, of course.
And it's scary that they'll go 10 years back to say, oh, you used a no word in a tweet in a joking manner, time to blacklist you.
Well, like, for example, if you know the director, James Gunn, he directed...
That's who I was getting at, actually.
Guardians of the Galaxy. They went back, and if people know James Gunn before he became, like, really super famous as a director and screenwriter, he had a sick, twisted sense of humor, and he used to tweet out a lot of sick shit. And
that's the pedophile deal, right?
Yeah, the pedophile deal. And people went back and they found it, and they ended up getting fired from being the director of Guardians. But they eventually brought him back, which was a good thing. But it just shows you that people will go back into your timeline just to mess with you.
Yeah. They got me one time. I said the N-word, quoting Kramer, and they got me on that. I was quoting Kramer.
All right, we're kind of getting off a topic here. We never did hear how people can follow you on social media, how people can listen to your show.
Okay, so it's really important. Facebook, out of the picture. They hate me. I'm a threat. But youtube.com, Jack Klassen, you search me up, you'll find the Can Crush Network. You got to subscribe. You got to hit notifications. You got to smash that like button, baby. That's what all the gamers are telling me to say. But more important than YouTube, because YouTube's going to shut me down soon. I'm done.
They're already on it. have the bell on and I don't get notifications.
Yeah.
Now, I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, I've had a YouTube channel for the longest amount of time, and I used to post all of my old videos. But I'm not saying anything bad about Bubba because I completely understand it. But when I was working with Bubba, we were not allowed to promote our YouTube channel or put up any content on the channel because he wanted it all for his YouTube channel. So
really.
Yeah. So
really, that's interesting.
No. But I mean, I completely understand. He's paying me. I'm working for him. So
yeah.
I completely get it that he wants the content for his show. So I've not touched my YouTube page in about 2.5 years, and it's only been about 2 weeks since I started back up posting stuff on my YouTube page because I wanted to keep my name out there until I got another radio gig. I've almost gained 1,700 followers in a week just from posting content and promoting it on my social media. So if you guys could help me out, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys could promote my channel on your radio show and your social media. It's youtube.com/Tuddle. That's Tuddle with 2 D's, Tuddle. If you guys can help me out with that, that would be greatly appreciated.
Anything for you, man.
Anything, dude. And that's a powerful request from a powerful person. We will actually, I was about to say, my last plug here is for the Podomatic account / my website. So if you want to go to Podomatic.com, search up the Jack Klassen Show. All of the uncensored shows are on there. When our YouTube gets deleted, everything will be on Podomatic. And most importantly, presidentofcanada.ca. This is the most important webpage to come out of Canada since, God, I don't know. I think it's probably the most important page to come out of Canada. I can't name any other pages from Canada.
Are you guys in Canada?
Oh yeah, we're from Canada, okay, West Coast, baby.
I did not know that. You do not sound Canadian.
Well, thank you, my friend.
My lights turning off. This is the thing about amateur podcasting and YouTube channel when you're having to do a show from your goddamn car because I live in a fifth wheel trailer with my parents and I don't have a room to be able to broadcast out of. I don't even have goddamn Wi-Fi. So
That's
because
why you kick them out.
I had people. I had actually people bitching at me about some of the interviews I'd been doing, and they're like, "Oh, your quality is horrible." And I'm like, "Listen, I don't have Wi-Fi. I'm working with what I got right now, So
and that's just it. If you stop for even a month, that's radio death, dude. That's career suicide.
Yes.
What you're doing right now is correct. Honest to God, it's kind of like my situation. I got lucky. I got a studio sponsor, so I got the board. I got a decent mic. I mean, look at this mic. It's held up by fucking rubber bands and tape. But I used to be on 12 radio stations, brother, until I made fun of a female comedian.
On
terrestrial. On terrestrial. I was a straight up 12 station.
All through Canada?
No, that's the funny thing. So this is what was amazing when I was so happy when Bubba was able to come into Canada because it's super strict, dude. It's super strict. I can't broadcast in my own country.
Peterborough has been a great market for him, though. I mean, they just re-signed for another 2 years with the station in Peterborough, and it's amazing of how much they love the show,
Oh, it's absolutely, it's insane that they could broadcast into Canada. Because I'll tell you, my station got fined $45,000 because I had women poop in buckets, and no one will ever take me back again. So I had 3 stations. Yeah, I know, it's true. It's true. I had women poop in buckets, and my station got fined $45,000, and no one in Canada wants to hire me because there's 3 main broadcasters that own everything in the whole country.
Now, who is the big name in Canada when it comes to radio? Like in Canada, who is the biggest name in radio? And I know like Howard and everybody is broadcasting in Canada, but who is the biggest name in
straight
Canada?
Terrestrial.
Yes.
Well, I'd say Jack Klassen.
Yeah, you know what? I would say honestly, Tuddle, when I was doing really good between 2011 to 2016 before I got fired, man, I was doing really good. And honestly, I can't really name a whole lot of Canadian broadcasters other than the government ones, because every city has to have a government station, the CBC. So those guys are technically the most popular because they're legally supposed to be, in your area. They're supposed to be everywhere in Canada, right?
Yes.
I guess it's called what? The Q? It's called like the Q or like the morning breakfast, something stupid like that. But all the radio stations here, dude, all the radio stations in Canada all use the complete sheet, dog. It's all the same.
Yeah,
it's all the same deal.
I hate that shit. Now let me ask you this. So now you've been in broadcasting for quite a while, and you've seen stuff evolve. The delivery content and the mechanism of how to get your content out there has changed so much. I think terrestrial and the days of shows being syndicated are over because it doesn't make any sense now with the way that the internet's working, YouTube, Twitch, all these places that you can broadcast from. It just does not make it does not make sense to be syndicated anymore. I don't think you're ever going to see radio shows that have syndication like Howard Stern had or anything like that, because you don't need to be syndicated anymore because you can pick up any radio show on your smartphone.
Can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's not just that you can have any radio show. It's now you got a freaking computer in your pocket. You can have anything. Like when you're driving, it's no longer you can listen to the Mike Calta show. You can go ahead and watch The Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah.
No one's going to do that.
Opportunities.
So,
but I guess you're competing with the whole world.
It's just amazing how the content delivery system has changed, because especially with YouTube, I don't know, like one of the things I'm so interested in is these people that have become millionaires on YouTube, like Logan Paul or Jake Paul or PewDiePie and all these people. And like, for example, Logan Paul absolutely disgusts me because it's like he's a troll when it comes to YouTube. He does whatever. He would sell his soul to the devil. He is a YouTube whore.
YouTube's groomed him to be that.
It's the weirdest thing. I'm giving you a hot take here. It takes no talent to be a YouTube celebrity. It's all just luck. No talent whatsoever. And that's why I like having my shows. Well, no, listen here. This is why I like to have my show on Real Radio, because for some reason in my head, I feel like you're better. If you can get yourself a station, you have more talent than some dude. Like, there's a million podcasts that get 1 million views, way more than I'll ever have in my life. But they all kind of suck.
But it takes a lot with all the people that are on YouTube to get recognized. Like, for example, I know a lot of people find this guy annoying, but I've watched many bios and stories about PewDiePie. You know who that guy is, right?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Oh, everyone does.
So I mean, look at this. He is the biggest when it comes to YouTube subscribers. He just passed over 100 million subscribers on YouTube. And I mean, just think about that. Like, he's more people watch him than some movie stars. And like his videos will get like in less than 24 hours will get 15 million views.
It all comes down to luck. And honestly, think about it like this, dude. That's 100 million people. Honestly, they're probably all under the age of 12. So how valuable is that audience?
I mean, but they're still, though, see, that's the thing about YouTube.
It's a numbers game.
You know, in radio, you're looking for that demographic, men 25 to 54. Those are the people that are spending money with your advertisers. You're getting money either on YouTube, you're getting money either way because they're watching the ads, and that's how they're making their money. In radio, you're making your money by your listeners going out and supporting your advertisers. So it's a little bit of a different thing. So I mean, even though that they're young, you're still getting paid.
I mean, I prefer radio because
No, I do too. I prefer radio because, like, this is what I've always told people. It takes way more talent to be funny with staying in the guidelines of the FCC. You know,
and that's
YouTube,
just it.
You being on YouTube or having a podcast where you can say shit, fuck, motherfucker, or anything like that. That does not take talent. It takes talent to be able to do a radio show and deliver good content that's funny and entertaining without with staying in the guidelines of the FCC.
Without just throwing out a quick abortion joke or whatever, right? Yeah, no, yeah. I agree with you, but however, YouTube's kind of turning into that. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you're not commercially viable, I think they're going to throw you off. Isn't that what you were saying, Nostalgia Critic?
Yes. So if you are monetized and YouTube does not like you, or you're not getting in enough views, they're just going to straight up delete your channel.
See, that's also the thing that I don't like about this. So me getting back on YouTube, at the moment, I don't have a laptop. I do everything. I do all my audio editing, all my video editing on my iPhone. Okay. So
damn.
So
that's a hustle.
I know. So like, for example, from the YouTube app, you're not, they have restrictions. You cannot broadcast or stream live from the YouTube app unless you have over 1,000 subscribers and you have to be monetized. So you have to have at least 4,000 hours in a 12-month period to be able to broadcast and stream live from your YouTube. So, and what I've had to do is download a third-party app called Streamlabs. I've been using Streamlabs.
Yep.
And they'll stream to YouTube like, you're being on the mobile app. The only thing is that the lag and drop frames are a little bad because it's going from one system and getting encoded and then having going to YouTube system and be encoded, and you lose a little bit of quality. So as soon as I can start broadcasting, as soon as I can start broadcasting live from the YouTube app, my product's going to be that much better.
Well, Tuddle,
100%.
You know why YouTube is cracking down on all these monetized channels, right?
No, why?
Well, there's this long-running debate where people are still wondering, is YouTube profitable? Because, YouTube is giving out millions of dollars to Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and everything. But that's only because they have these, they have Pepsi, they have Coke, they have Disney. All it takes is one thing that YouTube does, or some YouTubers do. This happened once or twice. It was called the Adpocalypse, where all of these people just pulled out of YouTube, and people thought it was going to be the end of the world.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Don't put your eggs in one basket.
So, like, what do you think is the most viable streaming platform out there right now? Like, I know you guys do an audio show. I mean, do you guys broadcast visually as well too when you're doing the show?
No, I'm not a big fan of doing that, to be honest with you. I used to do it, but ever since I lost my $1 million studio, it's kind of depressing seeing the gray room I'm in.
Yeah. So, I mean, what would you? What platform do you gravitate towards? Like,
I use DLive, and I use StreamMe.
I was about to say, if you're talking about right now, this year, I think the most popular one would be obviously Twitch. However,
wait. I got to stop you there, and I don't mean to cut you off, but like, I think Twitch's guidelines in terms of service is so goddamn ridiculous. So
we could do an entire show about Twitch being garbage.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't do a goddamn thing or Twitch kicks you off. Like being on Bubba's show.
Just it.
being on Bubba's show, there's been so many times that we've done stuff that we got put in a timeout when it came to Twitch, and we had to go over and start broadcasting on YouTube. And I know you guys are saying that YouTube is pretty bad, but I think Twitch is more uptight than YouTube.
It is. But the reason they're cracking down is because you're not a woman.
Yeah, honestly. No, I was just going to say right now, I think Twitch gets the most viewers. However, like he was saying, the future is DLive, because DLive's doing really good.
Now,
there's not a lot of restrictions.
Now, explain DLive to me. What is DLive?
I think Nostalgia Critic can explain it better than me, but I believe you earn cryptocurrency as you stream, and I don't think there's as many restrictions. Yeah, Chinese lemons.
I'm iffy. I haven't used it. I've heard a lot of good things, but I've also heard some questionable things about it.
See, now, I think there is an idea out there for $1 million or system that would allow somebody to be a professional broadcaster. Like, what I'm saying is being able to broadcast like a radio professional and have a way that people can call you and have a conversation with you so that you could take phone calls. You know, I think that there's a need out there for so many people that want to be able to broadcast.
That's funny you mentioned that. I'm actually setting up something like that right now. That's the President of Canada website. There's a few ways of doing it, and there's a few workarounds. There's a couple workarounds you can do. I can explain. I can tell you how in like an email or something.
You got my phone number, and I once we get done with this interview, not tonight, but especially, you know, anytime you're free, I'd like to sit down with you and talk shop and talk radio, and because you're doing a lot more of the online stuff than what I'm accustomed to, and I would like to pick your brain and find out, you know, because I've done nothing but terrestrial broadcasting. Yes, I do Twitter, I do all this social media stuff, but, you know, it would be nice to sit down and pick your brain and get some tips and tricks on how to build the brand online when it comes to broadcasting, because, you know, being in the situation that I'm in right now, like I said earlier when we first started, is that I've got a lot of potential opportunities for radio jobs right now, but I never want to get left in the situation that I'm in right now where I don't have a voice to get my opinion and my brand and my image out there. I want to have a mechanism that I can fall back on if I ever lose my radio job.
Brother, presidentofcanada.ca, we'll back you up, dude. We'll back you up 100%. We'll put you on the front page. We'll have all your stuff. I'll tell you. Well, in a private deal, I'll tell you what I'm setting up here. And you know what? You're, like I said, you've given me hours of laughs. So if I can help you out in any way, I'm more than happy to.
So I only ask you, and I'll send you a text when we get done with this broadcast. But of all the things I just want to plug, and it's not a lot. I just want to plug my YouTube, Twitch, or my YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you could hit those for me, that would be
damn
greatly
straight
appreciated.
Why don't we do that middle of every episode?
I mean,
yeah, dude, why not? Yeah, and we'll do that. Why not? We'll do that.
And I want to start having you on, you know, like on a regular basis. So, like, for example, if you can think of a topic or a segment that you are interested in talking about and coming on, and of course, I'll be the host, but it's going to be your segment to talk about anything that you want to and us to discuss it. If that's something you're interested in, I would love to offer that.
Then can I quickly bring up something? I want to know what you would do in our position here.
Okay, go ahead. Shoot.
So Nostalgia Critic here from Channel Awesome, he had an old roommate who left, and can you tell the story real quick? Just tell the story real quick. And then I want to know what he would do with the, do you want me to tell it? Do you want me to tell it?
You tell it because,
should you tell it?
You know what? So I had this roommate here that didn't go well. And as I kick him out, he leaves a few things behind, which is expected. And as I'm cleaning up, I find something in the little cabinet underneath my sink, and it's a pair of dirty underwear, skid marks front and back. And I don't know what to do. I already tossed about. What would you do?
Not a big deal, man. Just throw that shit away.
Yeah, but think about this. So what does that guy mean by hiding those pair of dirty underwear? What was his intentions? How crazy do you have to be to leave dirty underwear underneath the sink?
It was like a dog marking his territory. He was just wanting to show, hey, bitch, I'm just going to leave my shitty underwear here.
and I'm just marking his territory.
Yeah,
mind if I plug his YouTube channel?
Yeah, can we plug the guy's YouTube channel who did this? Is that okay with you?
No, yeah, go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys like shit underwear, go ahead and subscribe to Dr. Funkus on YouTube.
Yeah, this dude, you're talking about YouTube, dog. This YouTuber fucking left his shitty underwear under his sink.
I don't think it's that big of a deal. YouTubers. It's not like he left a turd. Now, I mean, it would have been one thing if he would have left a turd underneath the sink, but I mean, it's just underwear with some skid marks on it. I mean, it's not that bad of a deal.
It was I think he pooped the underwear.
You'd have to see it, but the skid marks went from front to back, which leads me to believe he shat himself and then sat in it and spread it around.
Yeah,
right? Doesn't that seem like that makes sense? Anyway, so I haven't, I don't know. Sorry, I was just throwing that out. I wanted your opinion. Now, I have one question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a question that's been on my mind. So when you got fired from Bubba's show,
what time? I've been fired from
the last time. The last time.
This one just a month ago. Just a month ago.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So that one. Now, it kind of you said something afterwards that kind of clicked with me, and it kind of blew my mind, because I know when you were calling him from the hospital there, when you were calling, I was like, oh, this has to be a work, right? It's a goof and a gag.
Yeah, I will say this, okay? None of it was a gag, a bit, anything set up, because I'll tell you, I spent a week in that place, and it was by far the worst week of my life. Seriously, one day felt like 2 days. There was only one window on the whole floor that you could look out of. There were no clocks anywhere on the floor, so you didn't know what time it was.
Oh my God!
Was that the hospital in Punta Gorda?
Yeah, but you couldn't sleep at night, because every 15 minutes an orderly would come into the room, shine a light in your face just to make sure you were okay. It was horrible. They did not treat you or try to help you. Their only job in the mental institution was to make sure you didn't kill yourself. But when you got a chance to talk to the doctor, you only got a minute and a half, because there were so many patients. They'd line you up. One person would go into the doctor's office. They would talk for a minute and a half. You'd go in, you would talk, and they would rush you out. So it was the worst week of my life. So no, it was not a bet. So sounds like your question.
Sounds like you got MK Ultra'd, dog.
Yeah, it was.
Sounds like you got
bad.
MK Ultra'd hard.
Yeah,
no, because what I thought about this, and I was like, so from growing up and listening to you guys, I always thought it was kind of like pro wrestling, because that's how I treat my radio show, like pro wrestling. It's all a goof, it's all a gag, none of it's real. Yeah. But behind the scenes, how much of that show is real now? Because now I'm kind of questioning everything.
A lot of it's real. I mean, that's the thing about Bubba and his show. He really does not fake many things. I've worked on other radio shows, and it would be set up and would be a work or whatever, but with the work environment that we're in now, with all the video and everything being documented, it has to be real. And And you have to check your feelings at the door working for Bubba. Like, you cannot take anything personally. You have to let it just roll off your back, because if you hold things in or you get your feelings hurt, it's not the right work environment for you working at the BRN. I'm not saying anything bad. I will say by
No.
far,
No.
working with Bubba,
It's
Bubba
just
the Love
interesting.
Sponge, working with Bubba the Love Sponge was the best work environment that I've ever been in, because all the other jobs I've had in radio have been corporate settings where you had to dress a certain
Yeah.
way. You couldn't do this, you couldn't
On
do
radio?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that, dog.
Working with him, it was the most laid back, fun environment out there. It could be a little rough at sometimes and tough, but it was good.
Yeah, like there was always like a mutual kind of understanding going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
So,
Okay, but I mean,
this
last time that I was fired, and listen, I hold no ill will towards Bubba. It's his show, company. It's his show, his company, and he can do whatever he wants to with it. But I was going back and watching old videos, and before I went in, the day that I was Baker acted and Colton and Lennox took me to the hospital, he made it clear. He said, "Listen, Tuddle, don't worry. If you get Baker acted, your job is safe. It's going to be here when you get back." And then, just a couple of days.
He said that on the radio.
He said that on the radio. So a couple of days after I get out to be fired was just horrible, So I really have not gotten a true explanation of why I was fired. I was fired through text message. He told me, that, we're going in a different direction on air. We're not going to need you anymore. Thank you for your contributions to the BRN and stuff like that. I've tried to reach out to him a couple of times since I was let go, but I've not heard anything. Hold on. I've not heard. Oh, crap. I've not heard anything back from him, so I'm giving him his space. But I'm taking a high road when it comes to Bubba. Like, there's been too many times. A good way to be. There's been too many times in my radio career where when I've gotten fired, I've absolutely burned the bridge to the goddamn ground, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Because I've done that. Yeah, so I finally learned after about 20 years of broadcasting experiences, just move on after you get fired. And Bubba's a professional. He's going to be fine. He does not need me. Do I think I added to the show? Yes.
Oh, definitely.
I do think that I added to the show, because I used to get, towards the end, I used to get like 3 text messages a week from Bubba telling me how proud of me he was of how well I was doing on the air. And that was cool, because he said he saw a big difference in how funny and how quick and how good I was on the air once I stopped drinking. And I'm still sober at this time. So
proud of you.
Yeah, so he could see a big difference. He thought that I was a lot quicker, a lot funnier on the air once I finally got off the booze.
I mean, I'm just going to say you don't need to drink to be funny in general.
No. Yeah, you're pretty good. You're pretty quick there. You got it figured out, dog.
Listen, I was
not the radio game figured out.
But this radio thing did not come naturally for me. Like, if you go back and listen to some of my earlier air checks, I was horrible. I had no confidence. I was not that great on the air. The first radio
That's sort of how I am.
The first radio show I worked on was the Ron and Fez show, and the first time I was on the air, I was like, "Holy crap, this is like nerve-wracking." And I had to work at my craft and get my confidence built up and to figure out what my voice was and what worked on the air and what people found funny, because radio is I tell people about radio. Okay, so radio and TV, but radio more in general is one of those businesses. Like most people, when they get done with their job at the end of the day, they have something to look at. Like, I accomplished this. I built this.
Yeah.
This is what I did. When you get off the air in radio, you have nothing to show for because it's all throwawayable material because you just got to do it all over the next day. So
yeah.
So that's the thing about radio that is so difficult. And also the other thing is that, it's, you don't get like a comedian on stage, a stand-up comic knows if he's doing a good job because he gets a reaction from his audience. You see what I'm saying? When you're in radio, when you're in radio and you tell a joke, you don't get that reaction. You don't know what's good or not. I mean, now that Twitch came around, I used to read the Twitch chat. So if I would tell a funny joke, I could tell if people liked it or not. So that's the most difficult thing about radio is that you really don't know what does or doesn't work. And the rating system, if I had to get on the rating system when it comes to radio, it's a complete joke. It's a complete joke.
I've had it because I've been doing this almost 10 years now. I've had it explained to me at least 17 different times, and each time it's like that, whatever. As long as they keep paying me, and as long as I don't get fired, I'm happy.
I mean, but look at this with the ratings. See, it would be so much easier if they, this is how the ratings work, So it's a very minimum amount of people that get the ratings PPM meters that listen to what you're listening to. And I think in Tampa, which is, I think, the 18th or 19th largest market in the United States, I think it's about 80 to 100 people that get meters. So they are the ones that decide who is good and who isn't good. So it all depends on the luck of who gets a meter. You see what I'm saying? You could be, like, for example, in Tampa, you could be a Mike Calta fan, Cowhead, or a Bubba fan. So say by chance a whole bunch of meters go to people that happen to listen to Cowhead Mike Calta, of course he's going to win in the ratings. I just feel that there's such a better way of doing the ratings.
And it totally depends on where they hand them out at. If they hand them out in front of Sephora in the mall there or whatever, you'll get whatever. What's the women's stations down there? Is that a thing that exists down there? I don't know.
I don't remember.
There's like some Magics and Doves and stuff like that. So
I like the Black Power station down there. That's the coolest station.
I forget the name of that, but yeah,
that doesn't matter. It's funny. That was a good one.
Pretty funny. So, well, listen. Hey, I don't want to cut you off short because, with my internet connection and everything, if I go too long, I'm not going to be able to upload this show to my YouTube channel. But I want to do this again. So before I let you go, please, once again, plug everything and how people can find you.
So it's seriously important, guys. Please subscribe to us on Podomatics, the Jack Klassen Show on Podomatic, please, because we have to if we get over 700 subs on that, we can beat The Black Man Who Tips. That's the #1 comedy podcast on there, The Black Man Who Tips. Who the hell wants to listen to that, dog?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that clip. I got politicians, Narcan, and drug addicts on my show, dog. I got women pooping in buckets on my show. I got what else do I have? Get this, Tuddle. Get this. You're going to love this. Maybe you can come on the show when I have this guy on. George Zimmerman. He's coming on the show.
Yeah. I'm good friends with his brother. I've had him. I know his number. We talk all the time. And I covered the trial for Bubba. So
small world.
Maybe you could help us out with that, brother.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
So where can people find you on Twitter?
Twitter, the Jack Klassen. My first one, Jack Klassen, got banned. Facebook, we got banned for posting the hot, sexy Katie Hill pics. I want to see her feet next time.
Are you on Instagram?
No, I don't do Instagram, dude. I go on Instagram to, look at Katie Hill pics.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Podomatic, Jack Klassen Show, YouTube, Jack Klassen, Can Crush Network.
Well, I gotta say, out of all the interviews I've done so far in the past week and a half since I've started my YouTube channel, this has been the best one by far. Being able to just to be able to just talk about radio and do whatever. So now on your show, I don't know, can you take phone calls and stuff like that?
We are, once again, we're setting it up. Most of it, though, is pre-recorded because we do send our radio show out to different stations.
If you would like to have me come on your show, I'd be more than happy to.
Oh, yeah, dude. I would love to. Might even be able to throw you some cash, brother.
Yeah.
See what I can do.
So, yeah, if you ever want to have me on, just let me know. So we'll definitely take care of that. So, but if you guys can do me a favor, really, I mean, I hate to sound like a beggar. Please, if you could, on your show and all your social media, please, I'm going to text you all my social media and the YouTube channel. If you guys can help me promote and push that, because right now at the moment I don't have a delivery mechanism to be able to plug my stuff. So if you guys can help me out, I would owe you big time.
I will definitely
being
do that.
A beggar. How many times do I shill the nostalgia critic?
All the time, brother. But before we leave, can you take 2 questions?
Yeah.
Okay, ask him the question.
So earlier you said that you were not comfortable at all when doing radio or something along those lines. Yeah. I'm wanting to be the next Jack Klassen or the next Tuddle, if you will.
Yeah.
What are some advice? I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty nervous.
So advice. So this is the best advice that I can tell you. Okay, be completely honest, because the more honest you are with your audience, the more familiar and likable you're going to be. They're going to think you're like family, like you're their friend.
You don't want to be a host, welcome guests to their home, though.
And you cannot be afraid to fail. Okay, you can't be funny all the time. So you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. So the key to being successful is being able to shake off a bad performance and not letting it affect you in the future. So what I'm saying is you just have to let things, roll off your back. Don't let people get to you on social media, because there are so many people that are out there that just want to be assholes and try to bring you down. So you can't read into things. Do not listen to the detractors, because there's going to be a lot of them out there. Just be yourself, be honest, and not be afraid to fail. And you got to get up every time you get knocked down.
Can I make a statement before we leave here real quick that I think is important, because I think there's a good chance that they might hear this. Mike Calta, I don't ever want to be working for Mike Calta ever again, because this is my message to Mike Calta. Mike Calta, you made fun of me when my dad died. You liked it when my dad died. I'll never forgive you for that. If I ever see you in public, brother, you might as well call me Ted Kaczynski, because I'm your number one enemy, metaphorically. So he made fun of my dad, dude, when he died. I mean, fuck that guy, dude. Yeah, why would he? Can you imagine that? What a scumbag.
I just recently made up with Russ Rollins, which was the host that I worked with on the Monsters in the Morning for 10 years. And we had a falling out. And he, said on the air he wished that my mom died of cancer, because my mom has battled cancer.
Shit.
She's beaten it 4 times, and he actually said that he wished that my mom died of cancer. So that had me out for an axe to grind with him. But we made up, and he apologized. That's something that's hard to forgive. But I don't want to hold grudges, because grudges only just bring you down.
Well, if Mike Calta publicly apologizes to me, then I'll forgive him. Till then, he's still the guy who made fun of my dad dying.
Yeah. All right, guys.
You better
listen.
Watch out.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but I've highly, highly enjoyed this. This is going to be one of the best interviews that I've done. I'm going to text you immediately when I get done off the phone with you, because I want to find out all your social media that you want me to plug so I can include it on the post when I put it on social media. So
that's badass. Well, we respect you, and remember, don't say the N-word.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming on. Follow me on Twitter at Tuddle with 2 D's, Tuddle, and follow me in my new endeavor on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Tuddle, Tuddle. And if you ever want to get into contact with me, my personal email address is Tuddle, Tuddle @gmail.com.
Look at that. I'm on my YouTube right now. I'm putting you in the recommended section on my homepage.
I'm gonna go ahead and
be able
subscribe to you. I didn't know you were on YouTube.
All right, man. Guys, listen. I love you guys.
Peace out.
And we're gonna do this again, okay?
Damn straight, brother.